All right. So, sorry. I'm just gonna totally use. I did not really do much, did it? Just gonna totally use my quartz straw, my bralette, but there we go. That's another thing. If these videos do get made into something, that would be really funny because you know how I look in all these videos because it's you and yeah. So now I'm fixing my hair. Like who cares? So new train of thought. Rather than sit there and because I was like, how come my ring got on? Because I covered it up, but I'm making chili and I was squishing the tomatoes, and so obviously now the makeup's in the chili. Whatever, it wasn't much. So rather than sit there and bitch and moan and complain about not having money and the fact that I'm not working and the fact that, you know, things are slow and that I can't pay my mortgage right now or my kid's teacher, I'm going to take a different approach because I just got off the phone with this girl. Her name's Jen. She was at the Gold Dust retreat that I just did in April, I think that I did it. April, beginning of May, sometime around there, sometime, whenever it was. And so she's a realtor, so she's going to come Monday to take a look at the house, to look at me selling the home and see what we can get. And, you know, go over if I should, like, try to make certain improvements, to sell it or just sell it, you know, as is, or, you know, like what the turnover would be if I did certain things and could make the profit and whatnot. So she's going to come over Monday. But one thing in particular that she said just really triggered something in me. So first of all, I was kind of already thinking, like, rather than sit there and complain that I'm late on the mortgage for this month, like, I need to recognize how amazing it is that I have a house that I only pay. It was $900 and I think it got dropped to $800 a month for mortgage. Like, that is ridiculously cheap. Like, ridiculous. Like, how blessed am I to have bought a home that is all I pay in mortgage a month, when people right now are paying $3,000 for the same thing. So one, just changing that crappy attitude into gratitude. Is that my new pet phrase? Change your crappy attitude into gratitude. I know. Yeah, I'm glad I make myself laugh. So there's that. And then so Jen was just like asking me, she's like, oh, so what's been up since the retreat? And I was just kind of like, I don't even know how to answer that because things have been so weird, you know, like spiritually wise and, you know, just with everything. And I mean, you've been there literally every single day pretty much with me through everything. But I found myself talking about all the wonderful traveling that I've been doing and the fact that it's not necessarily because of being cooped up because of COVID, but more so having been cooped up in an 11.5-year unhealthy relationship where I thought we were going to do a lot of traveling, and we did do something. Like, we did a lot. You know, when you look back at it, like, his parents took us to China. We did Oahu and Maui for our honeymoon. His parents took us to China, to Australia, and to Germany. Like, that's amazing. Most people can't say that they've been out of the country, and if they have, maybe Canada and Mexico, and not, like, you know, overseas, which is just, seriously, I am so blessed. And but with Dave himself, like, we would travel for jiu-jitsu tournaments, but we wouldn't do things that I liked. Like, we did go to Sedona, like, once to go hiking. But that was also before we were even engaged. So it was like, it was kind of like he did it to like hook me in. It's not like he actually enjoyed doing those things. Like I've talked about, what did he do on his days off? Sat around and watched TV. What did I do on my days off? Go hike Camelback. Like go hike, go outside, go do stuff with friends, I was never the person who just sit around the house on my day off. So we are not a good match. So I feel like it's not necessarily being cooped up from COVID, but more so making up for lost time of the 11 and a half years, we'll say 8.5 years of marriage, of traveling that I could have been doing, but was not doing because of being with him. So she was talking about how she is like, oh yeah, I really could use a vacation, like I really need one, and things are just so busy with work, and basically what, however many 90% of Americans, I don't know, we'll just make up a number, of Americans who sit there and say, oh yeah, I would really love to, but I can't because work. I can't because I'm too busy. I can't get the time off of work. I don't have the money. I don't, like all those reasons. And I'm like, fuck, I am so fucking lucky. Like, look at how much I have fucking traveled this year. I went to California in beginning of February with just me and Passato. I went back to California with Carissa in March. I went to Sedona countless, 4 or 5 times? I don't know, 4 or 5 times during all that spiritual awakening shit. I just got back from, how many states did I say? So I live in Arizona, but so we'll just not include that one. So Nevada, Utah. Technically, I drove back through Arizona, so technically I did visit Arizona because I visited Arizona on my way to Valley of Fire. So we are just going to add that one. Washington. Yeah, that's right, 6. Washington, Idaho, and Montana. I literally just got back from traveling for 2 weeks, 5 days, home for a couple days, traveling for 5 days, going to 6 different states. That is really fucking amazing. And it wasn't just like a drive through that state. Okay, Arizona was. So we'll say 5 states. So 5 states in 10 days. That's literally like a state every 2 days. How fucking blessed am I to have the money to do that and to have the time off of work to do that, to just be like, hey guys, sorry, I'm taking this week off, and I did it because I am slow and because I'm able to close for that period of time, and it allows me to travel, and I had the money to do it, and then the resources, like getting to stay with Sierra, and then coming across this amazingly inexpensive, it was only a couple $100 for the night, where things were going for $300 plus for hotel rooms, and this last minute hotel room, and just everything and the way it worked out so perfectly. And the fact that right now Dave is sharing the time with the kids and has them 50-50, and the fact that they were gonna go on a beach trip, and that allowed me to go to Spokane. So and my parents, how lucky am I to have them to watch the kids, to get to go to your wedding and get to go to Valley of Fire and Zion and do this crazy intense hike that I need to give myself more fucking credit for, because a lot of people don't make it to the top. Because here I am again, not giving myself enough credit for how fucking amazing I am and how blessed I am, and the fact that I'm complaining right now that work is slow, but I'm going camping this weekend with friends, And I'm going to Yosemite and Mount Shasta and San Francisco and driving along the coast in 2 weeks with Richard. And I'm getting to spend 2 days at the Grand... Oh, plus I did the Grand Canyon and got to see the sunrise over the Grand Canyon, which is so fucking magical. And, like, seriously, it was. And there was, like, major source light, major orbs, like, all the things. I still haven't even posted on Instagram, like, my photos from the trip yet. I should really do that as, like, a recap. Like, June recap of Vegas and Valley of Fire and the Grand Canyon and Zion and, you know, all the places that I literally just mentioned. Like, seriously, and how blessed am I that Dave and Sam rescheduled their beach trip so that I can go to Yosemite and Mount Shasta and go camping and hiking and go see Mount Shasta, which is supposed to be this amazingly spiritual, full of not just vortexes, but portals. And it's just supposed to be insanely magical and spiritual. And I get to go spend 2 days at the Grand Canyon with my parents and my kids, and I get to go fucking jump out of a plane and fly over the Grand Canyon. Like, how fucking lucky am I? And yet I'm sitting here bitching and moaning that I'm 7 days late on my mortgage and childcare. Like, you know what? At least I'm fucking to get to learn what the fuck I love in life. Like, what makes me happy? Traveling, hiking, being in nature. Like, I am getting all these opportunities to make up for these years that I did not fucking do all the shit that I love. And here I am now getting these opportunities to do all this shit that I love. And I'm bitching and moaning because of not working when other people are like, oh yeah, I'm too busy working to go travel. And it's like, God, I am so blessed that I'm not in a position where I'm stuck working, but instead getting to go travel and learn what makes me happy and connect to nature, which really does truly feed my soul. And I did tell you that even though I was experiencing the psoriasis at the time, the day that I did Angel's Landing, I knew the psoriasis was a little better, probably from being out in nature and being in that state. And then that night is when I had that amazing dream of the mice, the rats, the white rats falling into the big black hole. It's like when I connect to nature and get out in nature, and when I did the drive to Grand Canyon, that's when I had that insanely cool meditative vision of meeting Brian and Ben. And like, when I do stuff like that, when I take road trips, when I travel, when I'm out in nature, like, these are all the things that really truly feed my soul and make me happy. And how blessed am I that at 36, with living a life of always trying to make people happy, I am finally getting the opportunity to learn what the fuck makes me truly, truly happy. And I am getting so many opportunities, just like over and over and over again, to do all these freaking like wonderful, amazing things. And I have enough money to do so. Like, how fucking cool is that? That I do have enough money to do all these adventures and travels, and my parents are paying for skydiving and the video and 2 nights in a hotel room at the Grand Canyon. Like, they're paying for all that for me for my birthday. Like, how blessed am I? How loved am I? How lucky am I to get to do all that shit? And how fucking lucky am I that it's 4:45 on a Wednesday and I got to go grocery shopping today and go buy enough shit to go make 2 ginormous batches of chili. And that's what I get to do right now during my day. I'm not at work. I get to cook, which I also enjoy. And I've been getting to do that and doing the Blue Apron, the box subscriptions. And I've had enough money to do that, to start to learn how to cook, which I absolutely love cooking. So I'm just freaking trying to like change stuff around, and I so appreciate you letting me come on here and vent and bitch and moan and complain, because for me personally, I do feel like when I do that, it helps, because it helps me get out, versus some people might be able to just think about it and be okay with it, or journal, or change their thoughts, or whatever. But everybody's different. Everybody's different in the way that they process their stuff. And for some people, it might work to not bitch and moan and complain about stuff out loud. But for me, it helps to just, I don't need somebody to sit there and say, like Dave used to always be like, well, you shouldn't feel that way. Well, this, well, that. No. I don't need you to try to fix it. I just need you to sit there and listen to me. And like you said, like, just be a little, like, empathetic and be like, yeah, girl, I've been there. Like, I went through those periods of financial hardship too. And I had to depend on my parents too. And, you know, it took me, and our parents don't realize it, but they're the reason why we ended up with narcissists, because of, you know, like, ways that we were raised and not feeling loved. And, you know, recreating for you, it's, you know, like, more similar to your brother. For me, my dad, and my mom, like, just unhealthy relationships all around. But, you know, like, they don't recognize that part, but they have both, maybe they do deep down, and maybe that's why they're so helpful, in wanting to help us through these tough times with our separations from our narcissists, from the narcissist, from whatever, you know, the exes, from Dave and Randy. So I'm just so blessed, like, really am, like, spoiled and blessed, the fact that, like, they're taking me freaking skydiving. Like, my mom could easily be like, no, that's fucking stupid. I'm not supporting you going skydiving, jumping out of a plane where you could possibly kill yourself, because that's usually the way that my mom freaks out about everything, right? Instead, they're like, okay, we'll take you, and we'll spend 2 nights so that you don't have to drive up there in the middle of the night. And you can go up there with the kids and spend 2 nights. And that way you get to spend a full day at the Grand Canyon. And then we'll pay for you to go jump out of a plane. Like, seriously? Like, and how fucking lucky am I that I don't work next Friday? I don't have patients next Friday. So I can go pick up my kids at lunchtime, and I can just go take that trip. And I'm not somewhere where I have to work and I have to ask for it like 2 weeks or 4 weeks ahead of time. I can literally just say, I'm going to take off and I won't be here, and okay, I'll see you guys, like, you know, for the patients that I do have, which right now is really only the one lean patient. That's why something's really got to change here, because I do enjoy working, but I think this is also the universe's way of saying, okay, Jenny, when it's just you, what do you want to do to fill your time? What do you want to do to show yourself that you fucking love yourself? And I've been getting so many opportunities to do that and, like, truly learn what makes me happy, what feeds my soul. And now I'm getting the chance to go do it on my own with friends and just feed my soul. Okay, I'm going to go, cutting up green peppers is, okay, again, how lucky am I? I was going to complain about the fact of how long this takes to dice up 2 green peppers because I'm making a double batch of chili. But again, how lucky am I that I have the time? And I just heard my neighbors bring up the recycle. They're amazing. They take out my recycle and trash every week, and they bring it back up for me every week. I'm so lucky. It really is like a huge, like, weight off my shoulders that they do that, like, huge. Another reason why I wouldn't mind, like, an apartment. Like, I don't know. It's not that big of a deal to go take the trash to the curb. But that's another thing that I don't know if I told you since the NDE. And maybe, I don't know, I think I did tell you because I wasn't sure if part of it was, like, depression. But I have a hard time with, like, mundane tasks. Like taking the trash out to the curb. Because it's like, what could I be doing instead? I could be listening to an audiobook. I could be playing with my kids. I could be outside on my new lounge chairs, which I got to go show you because holy shit, did I tell you how those ones manifested? I'll put that on here because it's something else that I'm fucking grateful for. And did I show you the picture of the cowgirl boots? Because I might as well just go do all that right now. Because why not? Because I can, right? Because I have the time to do so. Because that's how amazing life is. But I have a hard time with, like, mundane stuff. I've always had a hard time, like, with, like, some things. Like, I just don't like to clean. But, I don't know, some people really do. But, like, I'd much rather be out in nature or hanging out with friends or hanging out with my kids or listening to an audiobook or going for a walk or, you know, like, just like working on the painting with my left hand that I'm doing, which I have not worked on lately. Just there's so many other things that I would rather be doing than just like simple mundane tasks. And she actually talks about that, Anita Morzani, in the book The Dying to Be Me. She talks about having difficulties with mundane tasks. And I was like, oh my God, thank God it's not just me. And it's not necessarily like a depression, but just that there's other things that you would rather be doing with your time. And I think she mentions like paying the bills and I don't know, stuff like that. Like there's just, like before the NDE, I was super focused on the separation, the divorce. I was spending lots of time and energy on that, right? And then with the NDE, I'm just like, I don't really fucking give a shit. I just want it to be done. I don't want to put in the time. I don't want to put in the effort. Like, I don't want to stress about it. I don't even really want to deal with it. I just want it to be done. So, let me go show you my lounge chairs that I got for free. Which they're like so perfect for the kids playing with their mud kitchen. So I can just hang there, you know, sit up and drink some coffee, lay down and take a nap. Hobbs apparently brought the maracas outside, you know, to play some music. I think he did that when I was sleeping. Like, how incredibly lucky am I that I got those for free and they delivered them to me. Like, amazing. And then the super cute cowgirl boots that I got that literally fit perfectly. And they are very much my style. I can't remember if I showed them to you. So these were the ones that I have. They're the ones that I said they're cowgirl, but they're almost kind of more motorcycle. Like, but these are the ones that I got. And it has that cute little design. And a little heel. And they're like pointed, but not like too pointed like toes. Like mine are more pointed. Like these are just, they're so cute and they make me so happy. I'm just so excited. So yes. Okay. That is me changing my crappy attitude to gratitude. I love you.